Hello guys, so let's study the second chapter of our BA first year English, that is Choosing Our Universe by Stephen Hawking and Leonard Loindo. Before start reading the chapter, we should first discuss about the author. Um, the authors are two, Stephen Hawking and Leonard Molindo, and this is an excerpt which is taken from the famous book The Grand Design. Alright. Um, the Grand Design is written by Stephen Hawking and Leonard Molindo, and it is a famous book, and it's an essay. It's a part which is taken from this book. It's an excerpt. Alright. The Grand Design offers a thought-provoking and innovative approach towards understanding the universe. Means the book which is written by the authors Stephen Hawking and Leonard Molindo is a thought-provoking and innovative approach. Means how it's all based about the understanding of the universe, how the universe created, and how why is it so the way it is. All right, all the thoughts which are provoking our minds, which are coming again and again are in our minds about the universe, how it is built and how it is formed like this way. So it approach all the understanding towards it approaches all the questions like this. The laws of physics have helped us get answers for a lot of many puzzles related to the cosmos. In this book they have also described the cosmos theory, which is a part of physics, and its laws have helped them a lot, help the scientists to um, get the answers to solve the puzzles which is related to the cosmos. The theory of relativity and quantum physics together have really did a great work in helping and unraveling many deep mysteries about the universe. However, the quest to arrive at single unified theory that will explain everything still awaits us. Means in the last line it is that the quest to arrive at single unified theory means there are many theories regarding the universe, but still we don't have a single theory. Alright, means there are many theories regarding the universe, that there are many mysteries, there are many sayings that how the universe is created, how it's reformed, and why it's the way it is. Alright, but we still don't have a single theory which gives the answers to all our questions. All right, which solves all our questions. All right, so let's come to the Stephen Hawking, about the author. That was all about the book The Grand Design, written by the authors, and a brief discussion what the book exists in it. All right, now study about the authors. Stephen Hawking was born in 1942 in Oxford. He is an English physicist who suffers from motor neuron diseases that has paralyzed him. We all know Stephen Hawking. All right, he is a famous physicist. All right, he is a master in physics. He was born in 1942 in Oxford, but at his later age he suffers from motor neuron diseases. As a result, he was paralyzed. He can't even move. His body was paralyzed, only the functioning organ was his brain, his heart, and his internal organs. Alright, he is the author of A Brief History of Time. Stephen Hawking did a great discovery. Which discovery did he get? He invented, even after his paralyzed body, he invented the thing which uh, he invented a chair on which when a person is sitting. All right, he whenever the thoughts he is taking, he is able to express them. We know about it, and if you don't know about it, go and search it on internet. Inventions of Stephen Hawking. He recently died in 2019. All right, now come to the topic. He is author of A Brief History of Time, a phenomenally सक्सेसफुल पॉपुलर साइंस बुक. ठीक है, जो इनकी बुक थी A Brief History of Time, it's a phenomenally It's a successful and popular science book which explains a range of aspects which are related to cosmology. He has worked extensively on black holes. Right, he did a great he did great you can say that he did great discoveries regarding black holes. He gave much explanation regarding them. And about Leonard Melindo, we just have only a brief description of him, that he is an American physicist and a screenwriter. This is given only in this chapter regarding the authors. So, about the authors in the essay, we just discuss it for our knowledge, but it's nothing to do with your exams. So, let's start with the start with the text. According to the Boshango people of Central Africa, means when we go through the myths of the Central African people, the Boshango people, the Boshango tribe of Central Africa. According to their myths, in the beginning of this universe, there was only darkness, water, and the great god Bumba. Means the Boshango people, Boshango people, the tribe of Boshango, which belongs to Central Africa, had their god named Bumba, who is regarding as the great god. He is the creator of the earth. One day, the great god Bumba, in pain from stomachache, vomited up the sun. It means that one day, when was in pain from a stomachache, he vomited up, and what comes in his vomiting? The sun. In time, the sun dried up some of the water, leaving land. Means after some time, when the sun was vomited up, the sun dried up some of the water and left some part of land. Why dried up some of the water? Because we all know that sun is a great source of energy. He is the heat ball. Alright, but Bumba was still in pain. Means that their god was still in pain, and he vomited up some more. And with his vomiting this time, up came the moon, the stars, and then some animals. And animals include which animals? Leopard, crocodile, turtle, and finally man. Means that, can you see the contrast here? How can the that means that, let's see, that they have described that they had a great god Bumba. Alright, there exists in beginning only darkness, water, and the god. Alright, but how can he? Alright, it's also that he suffered from stomachache and he vomited. But what he vomited? Sun. And again he vomited. Then he vomited the moon, the stars, and then animals. Animals include which animals? Leopard, crocodile, and turtle. And then finally he vomited up the man. Means, how can it be possible? It's just an imagination, sort of imagination. You guys can see कि इन्होंने बुम्बा को गॉड लिया कि भाई हाँ गॉड है, कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट ये थोड़ी ना कि वो उल्टियों से ये सारी चीज़ें बाहर निकाल दे. बट इट इज़ देयर बिलीफ, वी कांट से एनीथिंग, इट्स देयर बिलीफ. नाउ कम द सेकेंड स्टोरी. There are some stories, there are two stories, and then the scientific stories related to the universe. The first story we have studied, and which belongs to the Boshango tribe of Central Africa. What was that story? According to them, in the beginning of the universe, there exists only darkness, water, and their great god Bomba. One day, their great god suffered from a stomachache, and then he vomited. He vomited up the sun, in, and in time, the sun dried some of the water and left some land. But their god was still in pain, and he vomited up some more. And when he vomited this time, and he vomited moon, stars, and he vomited then some animals, and at last he vomited up the man. This is about the first story. Now let's study the second story, which is about Mayans of Mexico of Central America. Don't confuse between the two stories. First story is from Central Africa and second story is from Central America. Don't confuse between these two. Means the Mayans of Mexico, means the people of Mexico have a similar belief. What was their belief? Their belief was that they tell of a similar type before creation, when all that existed were the sea, the sky, and the maker in the Mayan legend. Mayan legend. Here, legend refers to traditional stories. Alright. As per I told you that Mayans also share a similar belief. What was their belief? That at the time of creation, when the God created the universe, the earth, there existed only sea, sky, and the maker. Maker here refers to the God. According to the Mayan legend, means according to the Mayans, according to the traditional stories of Mayan people, the maker means the God was unhappy because there was no one to praise him. Why? He was unhappy because there was no one who could praise him. He created the earth, the mountains, the trees, and most of the animals, and he created such beautiful things in the universe. But still, he can't be praised by anyone. Why he can't be praised? Because he created earth, he created mountains and trees, but all these things are living, but they can't speak, and the they can't move from one place to another. But he created animals also who can move, but they cannot speak. All right, the animals could not speak, and because of which he decided to create humans who could praise him for his creations. First, when he tried to make humans, he tried to make them from mud and earth, but the people who's created by mud, who was made of who was made from the stuff of mud and earth, they only spoke nonsense. Nonsense here refers to the meaningless thing. They only spoke of the meaningless meaningless things which doesn't make a sense. All right, then he let them dissolve away, and again he tried, this time fashioning people from wood. Fashioning here again meaning making. That the second time when he tried to make humans, he tried to make them from wood, but the people who was made from wood were dull, so he decided to destroy them again. But when the people come that the maker is going to destroy them, they escaped into the forest, means they ran into the forest, sustaining damage along the way that altered them slightly. Means sustaining damage here refers to the injuries, that they got some injuries during the way along the forest, and he altered them slightly. Altered here refers to changed. All right, the maker changed them slightly, a little bit. Only a slight change in them was done by the creator, and he create a a new species, which we call today as monkeys. All right, how monkeys were created? The second time when the god tried to create the humans, he made them of wood, but they were dull, and he decided to destroy them. When they came to know about their destruction, they escaped into the forest, and along their way to the forest, they got some injuries, because of which Maker tried to change them a slight, and after doing some changes, a new species was created, which was known as monkeys. After this all fiasco refers to failure, or we can say it's gadbad. Alright, after this all fiasco, the maker finally come upon a formula that worked. Means he finally got the way how to create the humans, and he constructed the first humans from white and yellow corn. Means the first humans which were succeeded was made from the white and yellow corn. Today the humans and today we only make ethanol from the corn. Means the maker, the god, constructed the humans from the white and yellow corn, but the humans can only make ethanol from the corn. All right, and later on, according to Mayan people, they said that, but so far haven't matched the maker's feat of constructing the people who drink it. Ethanol is a substance used to make alcohol. Means the alcohol is made from ethanol, and ethanol is made from corn. The meaning of the last line is that the people, the humans, can't be matched, can't compete the maker. Alright, can't be matched by the maker's feet, means they can't compete with the god, because God had created the humans from the white and yellow corn. From the corn that they had created humans, but humans can't do anything like this. They had only made ethanol from it, which can be drank by humans. Alright, constructing people who can drink it means maker has created the people who can drink ethanol, but the people who drink it can only make ethanol from the corn. They can't be compete by maker. Alright, creation myths like these attempt to answer the questions we address. The creation myths yani how the universe is created, the false beliefs regarding the creation of the universe, the formation of it, attempt to answer the questions we address. We address which sort of questions that how the universe is formed, how it's constructed, alright, how it's created, and why the universe is the way it is. Why is there a universe? Why we live on Earth? What if we don't live on Earth? Alright. The false beliefs regarding the universe's creation tried to attempt the answers. The questions. What are the questions? Why is there a universe in this world? Why the universe the way it is? Our ability to address such questions had grown steadily. Steadily होता gradually. लगातार धीरे धीरे. Our ability to address, our ability to ask this kind of questions has grown steadily in centuries since the ancient Greece, most profoundly, most deeply over the past centuries. Means from the past some centuries, our questioning ability regarding these questions had grown steadily. We are now ready to offer possible answers to these questions. And how are we ready to offer this? How are we ready to offer a possible answer to these questions? By science, with the help of science and its discoveries. One thing that may so before proceeding, there are two stories which I have discussed. The first story was of Poshango tribe people from Central Africa, and the second one is from Central America, and that is of the Mayan people of Mexico. Alright, one thing that may have been apparent even in early times was either the universe was a very recent creation or else human beings have existed for only a small fraction of cosmic history. It means that one thing, it's quite clear. Apparent means quite clear. Which thing is quite clear? That one thing is quite clear that even in the early times there was either the universe. There was the question either the universe was a very recent creation, that either the universe was created recently or else the human beings existed for a very small fraction of cosmic history. Cosmic history means a very small fraction, means a very small part, means from very small period of time the humans existed in this universe, related to this universe. Cosmic means related to this universe. That's because the human race has been improving so rapidly in knowledge and technology that if people had been around for millions of years, the human race would be much further along in its mastery. It means, it is said because either the universe was very recent creation, it is said because if the universe was a creation which was created a long ago, there must be other things. Alright, why there must be other thing existed in this universe? Because at the time when there was first, so means that, क्योंकि देखो ये बात यहाँ पे इसलिए कही गई है एज द यूनिवर्स वॉज वेरी रिसेंट क्रिएशन. यूनिवर्स वॉज वेरी रिसेंट क्रिएशन. वाई? It is said because in the starting when the scientists started to study the universe, the universe contains a small fraction of distance, but it started spreading more and more. The time जितना जितना जो साइंटिस्ट थे हमारे वो उस चीज़ को स्टडी करते गए, यूनिवर्स के बारे में जानते गए, उन्होंने इस बात को नोटिस करा कि जो यूनिवर्स है वो खुद को स्प्रेड करता हो जा रहा है. मीन्स जितना भी एरिया यूनिवर्स में है अभी भी, तो वो हर दिन डेली अपने आप को एक्सपेंड करता हुआ जा रहा है. ठीक है, यहाँ पे चीज़ इसलिए बोली गई कि या तो यूनिवर्स एक रिसेंट की क्रिएशन, क्योंकि अगर वो खुद को अब भी फैला रहा है तो मीन्स वो एक रिसेंट की क्रिएशन ही होगी. अगर वो एक रिसेंट की क्रिएशन ना होती तो वो क्या पता अपने कितने विशाल रूप में होता. या फिर जो ह्यूमंस हैं वो बिल्कुल एक थोड़े से समय से यहाँ पे जो अर्थ पे हैं, यूनिवर्स में हैं, एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं। ऐसा इसलिए कहा गया है क्योंकि थोड़े से समय में ही जब हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी आगे बढ़ चुकी है, जब हमारे जो साइंस है वो इतनी आगे बढ़ चुकी है, तो अगर हम पिछले कई सालों से यहाँ पे रह रहे होते, मिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स से अगर हम यहाँ पे रह रहे होते, तो क्या पता ह्यूमंस की जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो कितनी आगे हो जाती, वो इसमें कितने ज़्यादा मास्टर्स हो जाते। हियर कम्स थर्ड स्टोरी विच इज़ of the Bible, that according to the Old Testament of Bible also contain two parts, also divided into two parts, that is Old Testament and New Testament. According to the Old Testament, God had created Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve are supposed to be the first humans of earth, only 6 days into creation, and whose creation took only 6 days. Means, according to the Old Testament of Bible, God had created Adam and Eve. Adam was male and Eve was female, and in their creation, God took only 6 days. Uh, if you guys know the story of Adam and Eve, write yes in the comment section. If you don't know, let me tell you. Adam and Eve are supposed to be the first humans on the earth. जो एडम और ईव है, उन्हें माना जाता है कि वो फर्स्ट ह्यूमंस थे अर्थ पे, जिनके क्रिएशन में गॉड को सिर्फ 6 दिन ही लगे थे। उसके बाद गॉड ने, एंड देन आफ्टर गॉड गेव देम अ हाउस टू लिव, फूड टू ईट, एंड make their life comfortable for them to live. He only wanted to see that other humans will be able to fit on the earth or not. He gave them a garden to sit on, to enjoy the nature, and in that garden there existed an apple tree, which and there was an apple on the tree, there was a which is called as a forbidden food, and the god had denied them to eat because it is considered the forbidden food. One day took um, demon took the means we can say that um, demon gave to Eve. When Adam was out, demon gave to Eve as a snake and told them to eat the fruit. And when she ate the fruit, the forbidden fruit, the fruit of knowledge, when she ate it, she got each and every knowledge regarding the birth, all right, regarding the creation, and regarding the earth. Then they started to live on the earth. They became independent. They don't depend on the god much, and they started to grow their lives. This is all about the story of Adam and Eve. Bishop Ussher, primate of all Ireland from 1625 to 1656, placed the origin of the world even more preciously at 9 in the morning on October 27, 4004 BC. Means the governor, जो पंडित होता, Bishop Ussher, it's the name of the bishop who was at a church of Ireland, who was the governor of all Ireland from 1625 to 1656, and he made an announcement that the origin of the world, that he made an exact um, announcement regarding the origin of the world, that the world started at 9 in the morning on October 27, 4004 BC. He gave us this date at 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. as a time in the morning, which is as exact. And how can a human give such how can a human can give such exact date and such exact we can say that data, all right. We take a different view that humans are a recent creation, but the universe itself began much earlier, about 13.7 billion years ago. And according to him, we have a different view that we can say that humans are a recent creation, all right, but the universe itself began much earlier. Means the universe is not a recent creation, it was created much before, about 13.7 billion years ago the universe was created. The first actual scientific evidence that the universe had a beginning came in the 1920s. The first actual scientific evidence that the universe was earlier existed, which the universe was begun much earlier, it had a beginning, was came the actual scientific evidence regarding it came in the 1920s. There was a time when most scientists believed in a static universe that has always existed. Static here refers to constant, which is always constant, which is always there, existed from infinity and last for infinity. That the evidence there that was a time when most scientists believed means till 1920s most of the scientists believed in a static universe that had always existed means the universe was there from infinity and last till infinity. There was not an end of universe. The evidence of the contrary was indirect. Based upon the observations Adam Hubble made with his 100-inch telescope on Mount Whistle in the hills above Pasadena, California. It was still the evidence to the contrary was indirect, which was based upon the observations of Adam Hubble made with his 100-inch telescope means Adam Hubble. He is a scientist. He was a scientist, famous scientist who made a discovery regarding that the universe had a beginning, that the universe began itself much earlier. He did it. He gave its scientific evidence when he went in California in the hills above Pasadena and on Mount Wilson. All right, he went there and with the help of his 100-inch telescope he made some discoveries. By analyzing the spectrum of light they emit, Hubble determined that nearly all galaxies are moving far away from us. Means, with his 100-inch telescope, he was analyzing the spectrum of light which the universe is emitting, and after this, Hubble determined he came to an conclusion that nearly all galaxies means the Milky Way are all moving far away from us. They are going farther and farther away from us. Their speed is more faster. They are moving faster. It means that the universe is spreading itself. In 1929, he published a law relating the rate of recession of their distance from us. Rate of recession means the speed movement of the universe. In 1929, he published a law which is related to the speed movement, or we can say that rate of recession of the distance, rate of recession of the galaxies or the universe from us, and concluded that the universe is expanding itself. If it's true, then the universe must have been smaller in the past. According to his statement, the universe is expanding itself. If the statement is true, it means that there, at the time of the beginning of universe, the universe was being smaller in the past, and in fact, in the future also, it will expand itself more. And how large it can go, we don't know. All right. In fact, if we extrapolate, means if we explore to the distance past, all the matter and energy in the universe would have been concentrated in very tiny region of unimaginable density and temperature. Means if we explore with the in the distant past, in the past which was very far away from us, all the matters and the energy which exist in the universe have been concentrated, means was concentrated in a very tiny region of unimaginable density and temperature, means under an unimaginable density and temperature, only in a very tiny region it's concentrated. And if we go back far enough, means if we go back far enough, if we move more in the past, there would be a time when it all began. Means we will went in a time when the universe was just begin, when there was starting of the universe, the event we call the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory, we all know about the Big Bang Theory. What Big Bang Theory is? Big Bang Theory is in astronomy. Its Big Bang Theory is the great explosion which took place in the universe. All right. This because of this Big Bang Theory, the sun and the all planets are formed, and all other stars are also in this exist in the form, and all other gases are small. And Big Bang Theory, how there was a great explosion in this universe. Before the Big Bang Theory, scientists didn't know anything about the universe, but every scientist agrees with the Big Bang Theory that there was a great explosion on in the universe which created the sun and the other planets and some stars and the galaxies. This is all about the chapter. I hope you understand what I try to make you guys understand in this chapter. If you have any queries, post in the comment section. And if you like the video, subscribe the channel if you are new, and share the video as much as you can. Till then, bye bye. Meet you in the next video.